Hi everyone, welcome to a new session. So we were discussing our second chapter of NCERT textbook, NCERT Biology, which was biological classification. Yes, right? In the last class, we discussed about the general characters, about the history of classification. Then we discussed different kingdoms, kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. These were our 5 kingdoms in which we discussed the general characters of all these kingdoms, and then we discussed our first kingdom in detail, which was kingdom Monera. I hope that complete topic is clear for you. So today we are going to discuss our second kingdom, which is kingdom Protista. Okay, so let's first discuss what were the general characters of kingdom Protista. I hope you can remember that the general characters of kingdom Protista. So the first point was the members of kingdom Protista is unicellular eukaryotes, right? So what is unicellular? Their body is made up of a single cell. Okay, their body is made up of a single cell, that is unicellular. Okay, unicellular organisms, single cell. Okay, this is a single cell, and they are eukaryotes. Eukaryotes means their cell has a nucleus, which is a definite nucleus. That means it has a nuclear membrane or a nuclear envelope. So their cell has a definite nucleus with nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. So that's why they are eukaryotes. Okay, so the members are unicellular eukaryotes. So the members of kingdom Protista are unicellular eukaryotes. That's the most important first point. Okay. Yes. Then the members are primarily aquatic. That means aquatic means they lives in water. It can be marine or it can be freshwater. Okay. Marine means sea, ocean. These are marine. And freshwater, what is freshwater? Rivers, lakes. All this comes under the freshwater. So they are mostly aquatic, in which it can be marine or freshwater. So first they are unicellular eukaryotes, and then they are aquatic. The members are primarily aquatic. Most of them are aquatic. Okay. The next point was, this is a kingdom that links between other kingdoms like plantae, animalia and fungi. What does that mean? So there is a speciality about this kingdom, like kingdom Protista. The members of this kingdom show similarity with other kingdom. Like it is like a linking kingdom. Okay, so this kingdom link unicellular organisms with multicellular organisms. So it is a bridge. This kingdom acts like a bridge between unicellular and multicellular organisms. For example, like kingdom plantae, animalia and fungi. So some members are similar to plantae, not like similar, it shows some similarities like the members of kingdom plantae. So some members of this kingdom shows similarities with the members of kingdom plantae. Okay, and some members will show some similarity with kingdom animalia, and then some members will show similarity with kingdom fungi. So that's a very important point about kingdom Protista. This kingdom link with other kingdom like animalia, plantae and fungi. Okay, is that clear? This is a linking kingdom, or this kingdom acts as a bridge between unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Okay. Yes. Now, they have well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. What is well-defined nucleus? That's why they are called as eukaryotes, because they have membrane-bound organelles and well-defined nucleus. Well-defined nucleus means their nucleus have a nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. So their genetic material is not naked. It is inside a nuclear membrane. So that is what it is meant by well-defined nucleus. And other membrane-bound organelles. What is organelles? There are some organs inside the cell. We call them organelles. For example, mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum. These are membrane. These are cell organelles. So in this kingdom, the members have the cell have the membrane bound organelles. So the organelles has an extra membrane. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, that's done. And some have flagella or cilia. So flagella and cilia. What is flagella and cilia? So okay, the members of this kingdom have the ability of movement. They can move from one place to another. They can move. They can show movement, or they can do locomotion. So flagella and cilia are structures that helps in locomotion or movement. Okay. So cilia is a structure, it's like this. Cilia is like this. Okay, this is how cilia looks. They are short and numerous. Where flagella is a structure, it will be like this. See, it's long. Not cilia will be, number of cilia will be present, but flagella will be very few, 1 or 2 or 3. A few flagella is present, and this structures helps in movement. Is that clear? So the members of this kingdom have flagella or cilia that helps in movement. So they can move. Some of the members can move. Okay. Then protistans can do sexual or asexual reproduction. Okay, they shows both sexual and asexual reproduction by cell fusion and zygote formation. What is cell fusion? Simple. Two cells can fuse and forms a single cell. Okay, two cells fuse together forming a single cell, that is cell fusion, and thereby a single cell, a zygote is formed. This zygote develop into a individual. Okay, this is cell fusion and zygote formation. So they can reproduce sexually and asexually by cell fusion and zygote formation. Is that clear? Okay, now the members of this kingdom. Who are the members? We are going to discuss these members in detail. Okay, the first member is chrysophytes. The terms are important, we will discuss the terms. First member is chrysophytes. Second one is dinoflagellates. Chrysophytes, dinoflagellates. Next one is euglenoids. Okay, chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and then slime molds. Okay, slime molds, and last member is protozoans. Once again, chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. These are the members of this kingdom. Once again, the kingdom involves unicellular eukaryotes. They are primarily, they are aquatic, yes. And then this kingdom acts as a linking kingdom. So it links between unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Like it links kingdom Animalia, Plantae, and Fungi. Okay, and then they have well defined nucleus. That's why they are eukaryotes, and membrane bound organelles. So do prokaryotes have membrane bound organelles? No. Prokaryotes lack membrane bound organelles. Only eukaryotes have membrane bound organelles. Okay, that's important. And they have flagella and cilia. So this flagella and cilia helps in locomotion, they helps in movement. So they can move with the help of this flagella and cilia. Okay. Then reproduction. In the case of reproduction, they can reproduce by cell fusion and zygote formation. Both asexual and sexual reproduction is shown. And then the members. Chrysophytes, once again repeat with me. Chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. Okay. Okay, so now let's in detail discuss each of these members. So first member is chrysophytes. Okay, chrysophytes. So in this term itself, we have a first point. Okay, let me explain the term. In Latin, chryso means golden. Okay, chryso means golden in Latin. And phytes means, it indicates plants, algae, all these organisms are indicated by this term phytes. Okay, so the term chrysophytes means golden algae. So the members are called as golden algae. So we have a first point from the term itself. Chryso means golden, phytes indicates algae. Okay, we can say algae. So they are known as golden algae. Okay. Chrysophytes means golden algae. The members are called as chrysophytes, and there are other names. They are called as diatoms and desmids. Okay. So this group includes diatoms, desmids, and golden algae. So first point is clear. Chryso means golden, phytes means algae. Okay. Chrysophytes. Okay. So this group involves golden algae, and their members are also known as diatoms or desmids. Diatoms or desmids. That's our first point. Now, what's their habitat? They're aquatic. Yeah, we already said that they are aquatic. So they are seen freshwater and marine. What is freshwater? Freshwater means those who are present in river, lake. These are freshwater. And marine, ocean, sea. This is included in marine waters. So they are seen in both freshwater and marine, freshwater and marine forms. Okay, so their name is golden algae. They are called as golden algae. They are known as diatoms or desmids, and they are seen in freshwater and marine habitat. Okay, now they are photosynthetic. Okay, so they can do photosynthesis. Photosynthetic means they can do photosynthesis. They can produce food with the help of light. That is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, using light you can synthesis energy or food, that is photosynthesis. So they are photosynthetic. They can produce food in the help of by light. Okay. Now they are known as the chief producers in ocean. Okay, what is chief producers? We said they are seen in marine environment, marine ecology. They are seen in marine, and they are chief producers means they can produce food. They are photosynthetic, so they can produce food using light. So they are the chief producers. A large amount of food or energy is produced by this members of this group. So that's why they are known as chief producers of marine ecosystem. Okay. Okay. Yes. The first point was they are known as golden algae, diatoms and desmids. Yes. And then they are seen in freshwater and marine forms, and then they are the chief producers, and also they are photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic and they are the chief producers. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then planktons. Okay, that's a term, important term. Planktons means microscopic organisms. Microscopic organisms that are seen passively in water currents. So what is water currents? Just in surface of sea, in surface of water, we can see some microscopic organisms. They are planktons. So this members of this groups are planktons. So they are seen in water currents. Passively they are seen flowing in water currents. So we can see the members flowing in water currents. That's why they are called as planktons. So this term is important. You should remember it. Okay. So that was general points. Now there is a new term, important term, which is called as diatomaceous earth. So this is a very important term in this group, a very important term. What is diatomaceous earth? Usually commonly asked question. Okay. So what is diatomaceous earth? Okay, let me explain that to you. So we said we have these members, chrysophytes. Okay, this chrysophytes has a special cell. Okay, let's speak about their cell structure. Okay, for example, look, this is chrysophytes. Okay, this is its cell wall. So the cell wall of chrysophytes is made up of a special material called silica. Okay, silica is embedded in their cell wall like this. Okay, silica is embedded in their cell wall. Okay, first just look at this structure, how their cell wall is placed. It is like two shells. There are two shells. Their cell wall has two shells. It fits like a soap box. Soap box. What is soap box? You use a box to put soap, soap box. So that is soap box. So as two, there is a lid and there is two parts. There is an upper portion and a lower portion, which these portions will overlap each other. That's how their cell wall is. Okay, this is how the cell wall of diatoms are. It is fit together like a soap box. Okay, there is a point. Their cell walls form two thin overlapping shells which fits together as a soap box. Okay. Okay, so this cell wall has a deposition of a material called silica. Yeah, this is silica deposition. Okay, this silica is embedded in their cell wall. Embedded in their cell wall. This silica is a very hard material. Okay, so their cell wall is indestructible. So it will not get destructed. So it is indestructible. So because of this, if we look into a habitat of chrysophytes, we can see a collection or a deposition of this cell wall because silica is indestructible. So we can see a deposition of their cell wall, and this deposition of cell wall is known as diatomaceous earth. Okay, Is that clear? So what is diatomaceous earth? It is deposition in habitat of diatoms, cell wall deposition in habitat of diatoms. In the habitat of diatoms, we can see deposition of this cell wall, of their cell wall, which is called as diatomaceous earth. And the cell walls forms two overlapping shells. There is two shells, an upper shell and a lower shell. Okay, these shells overlap with each other like a soap box. Okay, yes, and then in their wall it is embedded, silica is embedded. Their wall is embedded with a hard material called as silica, and hence it is indestructible. So it will not get destructed. So their cell wall is indestructible, and this diatomaceous earth has a lot of uses. That's why it's important. So they are used in filtration of oils and syrups. It is used also in polishing. It is very hard substance, right? So it is used in polishing, and it's also used in filtration of oils and syrups due to its chemical properties. Okay, polishing due to its physical properties. It's very hard, right? And filtration for its chemical properties. Okay, so once again, diatomaceous earth is the cell wall deposition in the habit of diatoms. Okay, and their cell wall is made up of silica, which is a very hard substance, hence their cell wall is indestructible, and their cell wall forms by the overlapping of two shells. Okay, and it fits like a soap box, and it is used in polishing and filtration of oils and syrups. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so that's all about chrysophytes. Once again, why it's known as chrysophytes? Chryso means golden, phytes means algae. So their name is golden algae. Okay, is that clear? Yes. So next is dinoflagellates. Okay, next member is dinoflagellates. Firstly, what's the term? Dinoflagellates. The term gives us the first information. Di means two, and flagella. What is flagella? It was a structure that helps in locomotion. Yes, so flagella is a structure that helps in locomotion, and di means two. So they have two flagella. Okay, so they have two flagella. Dinoflagellates have two flagella. That's the first point. And they have number of pigments present in their body. They may be red in color, they may be brown, green, yellow, blue, whatever, depending on the pigment present in their body. So if it's red pigment, it will be red color. Dinoflagellate will be red color. It will be, if it is blue pigment, our organism will be in blue color. So depending on the pigment, their color changes. Okay, so appears in yellow, green, brown, blue or red color depending on the main pigment present in their body. Okay, yes, and then most of them have two flagella. Yes, our first point, they have two flagella. These two flagella, one will be arranged longitudinally, other will be arranged in transversely. Longitudinally means like this. This is longitudinal. One will be longitudinally arranged and other will be transversely arranged. Okay, longitudinal means like this, vertically, and transverse means like this, horizontally. So one flagella will be longitudinally arranged and other will be transversely arranged. So they have two flagella, one is longitudinally arranged and other is transversely arranged. And where is this flagella present? This flagella is present in the groove, in the furrow between their cell wall plates. So think of like this. So they have two cell walls. Like if there is two cell wall, there will be a furrow. Okay, it's not clear, I think. Once again, this is one cell plate and this is another cell plate. There will be a furrow between these cell plates, and in this furrow their flagella is present. So the flagella is present at the furrow between their cell plates. So where the cell plates fuses, there will be a furrow in which their flagella is present. Okay, so yes, most of them have two flagella. One lies in the one lies longitudinally and other lies transversely, and it is present in the furrow between the cell plates. Okay, furrow between the cell plates. Okay, now there is also a term called red tides. Red tides is a phenomena. Okay, red tides is a phenomena caused by dinoflagellate. What happens is, if dinoflagellates rapidly multiply, that means a number of dinoflagellates are formed at the surface of ocean, okay, number of dinoflagellates are formed. Continuous multiplication causes number of dinoflagellate formation, and then the sea will appear in red color. Okay, that means number of due to rapid multiplication of dinoflagellate, the sea will appear in red color. So this phenomena is known as red tide. Okay, I hope it's simple. That means once again, number of due to rapid multiplication of dinoflagellates. Think it's red dinoflagellates. Due to rapid multiplication, that sea, the surface of sea will appear in red color. Hence, we calls it red tides. Okay. So, they undergo such rapid multiplication that they make sea appear in red color. This phenomena is known as red tides. Okay. So, next point is this dinoflagellate can produce toxins. If they are rapidly multiplying, they can produce a lot of toxins which is harmful for the aquatic organisms. They can kill organisms like fishes. These toxins are harmful for aquatic organisms, and they can destroy the aquatic organisms. So, toxins released by them even kill marine organisms, animals like fishes. Okay, that's the point. So, they can release toxins. Okay, and then mostly marine and photosynthetic. Yes, they are mostly marine. They are mostly seen in oceans. We discussed about red tides, right? So, they are mostly seen in oceans. They are mostly marine and photosynthetic. Yes, they are also producers. They can also do photosynthesis. Okay. Is that clear? Once again, they have two flagella. They appear in yellow, green, brown, red, blue, different color depending on the pigments present, and they have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and other lies transversely, and this flagella is present in the furrow between the cell plates. And then red tides. Red tides is a phenomena caused due to rapid multiplication of dinoflagellates. Okay. And they can release toxins which is harmful for aquatic organisms. Okay, and last point was they are photosynthetic and they are marine. Okay, they are mostly marine and photosynthetic. That's about dinoflagellates. Okay, let's move into the next member, which is euglenoids. Okay, euglenoids. Who is euglenoids? Euglenoids are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. So, what is stagnant water? Stagnant water means water that is still, that does not flow. That's stagnant water. It will be unpleasant. So, stagnant water means still or water that does not flow. So, euglenoids are seen in stagnant water. Okay, and then they have a special covering called pellicle covering. Pellicle covering helps provide flexibility to the organism. Okay, the pellicle covering. So, consider this is a euglenoid. So, they have a specialized pellicle covering that helps. Pellicle is a protein. Okay, so this protein covering, which is called as pellicle, that increases flexibility of our euglenoids. Okay, so this is our euglenoid. Okay, so it have a pellicle covering and it provides flexibility, and they are found in stagnant water. Now, euglenoids also have two flagella. Okay, they have two. Okay, fine. They have two flagella, which is one is long and one is short. So, why this? What's the use of this flagella? It's used for movement. It's used for locomotion. Okay, so euglenoids have two flagella, one long and a short one, and they have a protein cover called pellicle that gives flexibility to them, and they are found in stagnant water. And the members of this group, they are euglenoids. They have pigments that's present in higher plants. Some pigments that are present in higher plants are seen in euglenoids. So, this is a similarity of euglenoids with higher plants. So, euglenoids are a group that links unicellular organisms with kingdom Plantae. Okay, this is our first linking group. That is, they link unicellular organisms with kingdom Plantae because they have some pigments that is present in higher plants. Is that clear? I hope it's clear. Then, yes. Okay. Next point is yes, they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight. Euglenoids are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, and in the absence of sunlight, they will act as heterotrophic organisms. What is photosynthetic? They can produce food. In the presence of sunlight, they are photosynthetic, and heterotrophic means they depend on other organisms for food. So, in the presence of sunlight, they are photosynthetic, they are autotrophs, and in absence of sunlight, they will act as heterotrophic organisms. And yes, last point, they are pigments. There are some pigments that is similar to higher plants. So, it is a group that links unicellular organisms with higher plants, that are kingdom Plantae. Is that clear? And an example for this kingdom, a member is Euglena. It's a very easy option because the name is Euglenoids, an example is Euglena. So, the member of the kingdom Euglenoids is Euglena. Okay, I hope it's clear. First point was they have a pellicle covering, they are seen in stagnant water, and they have a pellicle covering, which protein cover called as pellicle, that provides flexibility. So, it will avoid breakage of their body, because pellicle gives flexibility to euglenoids, and then they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight and act as heterotrophic in the absence of sunlight. And then they have some pigments similar to that of higher plants. So, they links unicellular organisms with kingdom Plantae. And an example for euglenoids is Euglena. Is that clear? Now, this is a Euglena, this is an example for Euglena. I hope this image is also clear for you. So, let us move on to our next group, which is slime molds. Okay. So, slime molds are saprophytic organisms. So, this group involves a saprophytic member of or saprophytic organisms in or saprophytic group in kingdom Protista is slime molds. Okay. So, first point, slime molds are saprophytic protistants. Okay. So, they are saprophytic protistants. What is saprophytic? That depends on dead and decayed organisms for food, or dead and decayed matter for food. The organism that depends on dead and decayed matter for food is called saprophytic organism. So, they are saprophytic members of kingdom Protista. Then they moves along decaying twigs and leaves, engulfing organic matter. So, there are decaying or dead and decayed matter, they will move along this matter and they will go on engulfing the organic material. So, that is how their nutrition works. That is how they absorb nutrition. They will move on, they will move through this dead and decayed matter and they will engulf. They will engulf means they will swallow, okay, they will swallow the organic matter. That is how their mode of nutrition works, that is how they absorb food. And then they form an aggregation called plasmodium. Plasmodium is important. Plasmodium is an aggregation that is formed at the unfavorable condition. So, when the condition is unfit for reproduction, when the atmosphere, when the surrounding is unfit, when the environment is unfit for the organism, it can produce a special structure called plasmodium. Okay, this plasmodium can form some fruiting bodies like this. Okay, this plasmodium can form some fruiting bodies which contains spores. Okay, plasmodium can produce fruiting bodies with spores. That is the importance of this structure, plasmodium. And these spores possess true walls. That means the spores are exposed to the outer environment. So, to overcome the harsh conditions in the outer environment, the spores will have hard walls, spore walls. Okay? Yes, so they possess true walls, and the spores are dispersed in by air currents. That means they are dispersed by wind. So, wind helps in dispersal of these spores. Okay? Once again, saprophytic member of kingdom Protista is called as slime molds, and then they move along dead and decayed matter and engulf organic material, and then they can form aggregation called as plasmodium, which can produce fruiting bodies which contains specialized structures called as spores that helps in, spore is a structure for asexual reproduction. It is a reproductive structure, as a structure that helps in reproduction. Okay, and the spores has true walls. Why? Because they are exposed to outer harsh conditions. So, to survive these conditions, they have a spore wall, hard spore wall, and they are dispersed by air currents. Is that clear? Next group is protozoans. So, protozoans are heterotrophic organisms. So, they completely depend on another organisms for food. They can be predators or parasites. So, what is parasite? Parasite is an organism that depends on another organism. So, here there will be a host and an organism will depend on a host and ends up destroying the host. That is parasite. And then what is predator? Predator is an organism which can kill another organism or eat another organism for food. Okay, think about a tiger catching a rabbit. That's how predation works. So, the members of this group can be a parasite or a predator. So, they are heterotrophic. Okay, so we can say they are primitive relatives of animals. Just like I said, a tiger catching a rabbit. That's how the members are. They will catch another organism and they will eat another organism completely. So, they are predators, hence we can say they are primitive relatives of animals. Okay, yes, and then there are four major groups. In protozoans, there are four major groups. First one is amoeboid protozoans. Next is flagellated protozoans. Next is ciliated protozoans, and last one is sporozoans. Now we will in detail discuss each of them. First one, amoeboid protozoans. Amoeboid protozoans lives in freshwater, marine or moist soil. Freshwater means lakes or rivers, that's freshwater. Marine, which means sea, ocean, like that, and moist soil, soil with high water content, that's moist soil. So they are seen in freshwater or marine water or moist soil also. So a special thing about this amoeboid protozoan is a structure called pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. Think this is an amoeboid protozoan. Okay, so they can extend their cell wall. They can extend their cell wall like an arm, like our arm, they can extend their cell wall. So, it is like a feet, okay, like a false feet, they will extend their cell wall and they will catch the prey. I will show you how it happens. Okay. So, yeah. So, this is a pseudopodia. They will extend their cell wall and as the prey enters inside this extension, it will cut off this, it will pinch this part, or it will fuse its cell wall and it will be like this. Look at this, like this. See? So, this region, they just fuse their cell wall. Now, the prey is inside their body. That's how pseudopodia works. So, this is pseudopodia, false feet. They will extend their cell wall like a feet, like an arm, and catch the prey. That's how pseudopodia works. Pseudopodia or false feet. Capture their prey by pseudopodia or false feet. Marine forms have silica shells. So, silica shells, it's hard, it's indestructible. So, it helps in it gives protection and support, mechanical support. So, marine forms have silica shells. And an example is entamoeba. So, an example for amoeboid protozoan is entamoeba. Okay, is that clear? First point, they lives in marine water, fresh water and moist soil, and they have a special structure called pseudopodia that helps in predation, helps in capture of prey. And they have in their marine forms, in their cell wall, silica is present, and an example is entamoeba. Okay, yes. Now, next group is flagellated protozoans. From the name itself, it's clear they have flagella. What is flagella? Flagella is a structure that helps in locomotion or movement. So, they have flagella, hence they are called as flagellated protozoans. Protozoans with flagella is called as flagellated protozoans. Their parasitic forms can cause a disease called sleeping sickness. Yes, this is a disease, sleeping sickness. It is caused by the organism Trypanozoa. Okay, Trypanozoa is a member of flagellated protozoans that can cause a disease called as sleeping sickness. Okay, so yes, their members are either free living or parasitic, hence they can cause a disease. We can say they are parasitic. They can be seen free living or they can be parasitic, and a disease which is sleeping sickness caused by Trypanozoa. This is a important point. Now, from the term itself, flagellated protozoans have flagella and they can cause a disease called as sleeping sickness. Who is causing this sleeping sickness? Who is it? Trypanozoa. And then their members can be seen either free living or parasitic. Next one is ciliated protozoans. So earlier we discussed about flagellated protozoans. They had flagella which helps in locomotion, and then now we have ciliated protozoans. What is it? They have cilia. Yes. So cilia is numerous cilia is present that helps in movement or locomotion. This is how cilia is, short and numerous. Okay. In ciliated protozoans with cilia is called as ciliated protozoans. Okay. They moves with the help of cilia. They are aquatic, and they are aquatic and can be marine or freshwater. Ciliated protozoans are aquatic. And then now they have a cavity called gullet. Gullet, it's a cavity seen in ciliated protozoans. That means, think this is a ciliated protozoans. This will be the cavity called gullet. I'll explain how it works. When they are moving through the water, through the sea, water will enter into this cavity, into this gullet. Okay, water will enter into this gullet. Along with this water, number of organic matter also will enter into their body, and this organic matter is absorbed by our protozoan. Okay, so in case of ciliated protozoan, as they are moving through water using their cilia, they are moving through water. While this, the water current will enter into the body cavity called gullet, and the organic matter present in this water, coming along with this water, is absorbed by who? Our ciliated protozoan. So that's how this system works. Okay, let's read it. They have a cavity called gullet that opens into outside of the cell surface. Yeah, it opens into the cell surface. Okay, it opens into the cell surface, and the coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to be steered into the gullet. Simply, the water will enter into the body of cilia, this ciliated protozoans due to movement of cilia. Yes, due to movement of cilia, this water will enter into the body cavity called gullet. It will steer into the body cavity called gullet, and along with this, organic matter is also coming into the cavity, which is absorbed by our organism. Okay. Now, example is paramecium. Paramecium is an example for ciliated protozoan. So this is paramecium. You can see the cilia, and this is the gullet cavity. Okay. So this is ciliated protozoan. Now our last one is sporozoans. Once again, from the term itself, this protozoan can produce harmful spore structures. So they have an infectious spore-like stage. So in their life cycle, they can produce an infectious spore-like stage. And one of the major member is Plasmodium. The most notorious is Plasmodium, malarial parasite. Who is Plasmodium? You know malaria, disease malaria. Malaria is caused by the protozoan called Plasmodium. So their most notorious means most harmful or most disease causing. Which one is Plasmodium, which is it causes the disease called malaria. And which cause malaria, yes. So sporozoans, they have an infectious spore stage in their life cycle, and the most notorious member or one of the main member is Plasmodium. It can cause malarial disease. Is that clear? So once again, there was first one was amoeboid protozoan, then flagellated protozoan, ciliated protozoan, and last one was sporozoans. Amoeboid protozoan, the main point, the most important point is pseudopodia. Okay, remember that point, pseudopodia, and an example was entamoeba. Next one was flagellated protozoan. Flagellated protozoans have flagella. Yes, so flagella helps in movement. An example was trypanozoa that cause a disease called sleeping sickness. Then ciliated protozoans. So ciliated protozoans have cilia that helps in movement, and there is gullet cavity in which water enters. Along with this water, organic matter also enters, which is absorbed by the organism. Okay, and then example was paramecium. And last one was sporozoans. So they have an infectious spore stage in their life cycle. Okay, and example was Plasmodium, which causes the disease malaria. Is that clear? So this is all about our kingdom Protista. We have completed this topic. So once again, let's firstly recap this kingdom. So we started with the members were unicellular eukaryotes, and they are primarily aquatic, and this was a kingdom that links unicellular organisms with multicellular organisms like the members of kingdom Animalia, Plantae and Fungi. So let me ask you questions. Who is a member which is a group that connects to kingdom Fungi? Which group is similar to kingdom Fungi? Which one is it? Slime moulds. So the slime moulds is a group that is similar to kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Animalia, protozoans. That's a very simple question because we discussed they are parasites and predators. And kingdom Plantae, it will be euglenoids. Why? Because they have some pigments that is seen in the higher plants. So slime moulds are similar to kingdom Fungi, euglenoids are similar to kingdom Plantae, and protozoans are similar to kingdom Animalia. So this is how they forms a linking kingdom. So that's how they links with Plantae, Animalia and Fungi. Okay. Then we discuss they have well defined nucleus and nuclear and cell membrane bound organelles. They have cilia and flagella. Okay, and they reproduce asexually or sexually by involving cell fusion and zygote formation, and the members chrysophytes. Chryso means golden, phytes means algae. Okay, chrysophytes means golden algae, diatoms or desmids. We talked about their cell wall structure, and it's like a it's like a soap box, 2 layers, or there is 2 parts that there is 2 structures like this. How? Overlapping shells. So 2 shells overlap like a soap box. And then we discuss diatomaceous earth. It is used for polishing, filtration of oils and syrups. Okay, that's important. And what is diatomaceous earth? The cell wall deposition of diatoms is known as diatomaceous earth. And then we discussed about dinoflagellates. They have 2 flagella. Yes, and red tides. It's a phenomena caused due to rapid multiplication of dinoflagellate. The sea will appear red in color. That is red tides. And then they can produce toxins that can destroy the aquatic habitat. Then euglenoids can produce have a layer, a protein rich layer called pellicle, which provides flexibility. And then photosynthetic, yes, in the presence of sunlight they are photosynthetic, in the absence they are heterotrophic, and they have some pigments which is identical to kingdom Plantae or higher plants. Okay, then slime moulds, they are saprophytic. Okay, and yes, they can form plasmodium, which is a aggregation formed in unfavorable condition, and they can produce spores also. Yes, and then protozoans, in which we discussed amoeboid protozoans, flagellated protozoans, ciliated protozoans and sporozoans. Is that clear? Is this portion clear? I hope it is. Okay, so in next class we will discuss kingdom Fungi in detail. Okay, thank you.